Tonight's YouTube video is brought to you by DiGiorno. No, they're not paying me a damn thing. This is DiGiorno's Rising Crusts. When you cannot afford fast food, this is what you do. You just go to the store. This is a good price. How much was this? Like, I don't know, $6, $7? Not bad, right? $6 or $7. You get this really good pizza, but I would suggest you wait until it thaws so you can get a bit doughy, a bit refrigerated. And then you put it in, cook it, about 15, 20 minutes, there you go. You get good. This is the best flavor, Supreme Pizza. Because Supreme, your taste buds go between the vegetables, the cheese, the tomato, the bread, the pepperoni, back to onion and vegetables. It's going back and forth. It's great. Rising Crust. Steam Deck news. This is the Steam Deck. From the PC Gamer, we got this one. Now, I've saw this before, and the latest Steam Deck, this is the Steam Deck beta update, can improve battery life with the frame limiter active by Checks News, a whole 6%. This is what I saw like maybe a week or two ago, and I thought that was interesting. So this has to do with frame limiters. How much is your frame going? Now, if you're not going for 60 frames per second on every single game, especially like Spider-Man or Red Dead Redemption 2 or Mass Effect, something that's going to really take up your battery life. 6%. So it's not a lot now when it comes to battery life. So that's the update. This is a prime moment to enable the frame rate limiter as it brings down power usage in its own right. And strain off the aging Zen 2 based APU inside. And the extra 6%, this might be the difference between reaching Terra Tunnel in Spelunky 2 run or wondering what the rest of your flight what might have been. The rest of your flight. Valve says it's achieved this by reducing the polling rate with the frame limiter is active. So up to 6% claim is based on running something undemanding at low frame rates, like Half-Life 2 at 30 frames per second. It's a squeak, a smidge more power out of your gaming handheld on the move, no doubt, but still worth celebrating. Slightly, perhaps not a whole cake and balloons fiasco, but more with a polite nod and reassuring slap on the back. Still, battery tech doesn't look to be making any major leaps and bounds in the near future, despite what many claim. And it'll still be likely to be a while before we see a Steam Deck 2 with hopefully a larger battery and a more efficient APU. So in the meantime, I'll take what I can get, 6%. So that's something I've never seen. Oh, by the way, everybody has seen the Nintendo Switch. They're going to get rid of the gold points. So it might be a good time for your Nintendo Switch to get those gold points and cash them in while you still can. Nintendo likes to phase out stuff, don't they? I thought they would keep those gold points for the Switch 2 stuff. I guess not. But they phase out that. Meanwhile, Valve and Steam Deck, they can improve battery life. When does your Nintendo Switch improve battery life? What is this chip right here? So this is 5 mods and upgrades you can make to your Steam Deck. Right out of the box, any Steam Deck you buy, whether it's certified refurbished model or brand new, is an excellent price piece of kit. So you never need to change anything about it if you don't want to, but just because you may not need to doesn't mean you shouldn't explore what you can do. So here are the 5 things. These upgrades and modifications take multiple steps, and most involve taking your Steam Deck apart. So this is for you hardcore engineers out there. If you love it, you'll love it. You'll love it a long time. Install Windows. You might as well. Windows, I think, is for RG Ally, right? So in the case of installing Windows, there are applications or games you'd want to use that require Windows. Even if you don't, it's almost worth doing. So you can get Steam OS or Windows. Besides, while the process of completing the installation may not make it an easy upgrade, at least you don't have to take your Steam Deck apart in any way. So this is the one where you don't have to take it apart. You can install Windows or Steam OS. I think you have to switch it to like desktop mode for this. Desktop, and then you'll get your Windows. There's obviously no flat out sites for this. So here we got replace the LCD screen with an OLED. Oh, this is the one where you have to take it apart. So I think this might be the OLED on top. So there's HD. You can upgrade the LCD screen in your Steam Deck to an OLED, but also maybe fret a little bit because it's quite an involved modification. So the popular opinion for a replacement screen comes from Deck HD, which provides everything you'll need to complete the upgrade. So Deck HD, you could buy when you buy the screen for just $100. So for $100, you could just change out the screen, and that'll do it. I'm still happy with my, as you'll see right now, this is my only OLED handheld, which is, of course, the PS Vita. There's the PS Vita. Look at that. Look how nice it shines. It's very, very muddy because of the color scheme right now on my phone. So you'll have to take it apart. So this is where you'll need an engineer for this. So number 3 is button, D-pad, and joystick replacements. So you could do that. You could swap them in. Many players. Okay. For some reason, GuliKit's website shows that the joysticks for the Steam Deck OLED can be installed without soldering, but the ones for the LCD Steam Deck require soldering. What makes that weird is the fact that GuliKit did release joystick replacements for the Steam Deck that doesn't require soldering, but they're not on the website. However, they are on Amazon, so just be sure what you are buying is what you need when collecting all the parts you need. Why do we have Hershey bars and all kinds of stupid shit in the fucking way? Thank you. Too many pop-ups. Replace your Steam Deck shell. So that's something that requires taking it apart. Probably not as difficult as it might seem. Transparent purple. What is that? So this one is JSAUX. J as in Jack, S as in Snake, AUX as in X-ray, who makes both back and front replacements. So you'll need these for your back plates, your front plates, and then upgrade your SSD storage. Slap a new 2230 in there. Oh my God, look at this. So this is the hard drive, 1 terabyte. Because I think they now make terabyte model Steam Decks, but I have the 512 and I can stick a micro SD card in there. So this is the only upgrade that I could seriously argue is essential. The rest can come down to performance. Sure, you may have splurged and got the Steam Deck with the 1 terabyte drive in there from the start. That's great. I still say to slap a 2 terabyte drive in there instead. Never having to think about running out of space is always worth it. And whatever SSD you go with, make sure you grab an M.2 drive that is the 2230 form factor. This device becomes significantly less portable if you plug in a 2280 M.2 drive, namely because you won't be able to put the back plate back on after. Oh, it's like a big fat battery. It's the battery works. It's like sticking a 9-volt battery instead of a AA battery. They still work, but it's like the 9-volt battery just sticks out like a badass. Each of these modifications upgrade go a long way. So these are upgrades to your Steam Deck. I thought it was worth a look. See what you like. Those are the names I mentioned, and see if you are engineer enough. But we got an update. I installed Windows on my Steam Deck, and I'll never do it again. The Steam Deck is not made for Windows. Windows on a micro SD card is painfully slow. One scenario in which I put up with Windows. Oh man, the Steam Deck is optimized for Steam OS, not Windows. So you may want to get Steam OS instead. Limited support for Steam Deck owners who want to try it out. Running Windows on Steam Deck requires third-party apps to control fans, TDP, and many other features. I'd probably put up with Windows as part of a dual boot setup alongside Steam OS if Steam Deck were my only gaming machine. Okay. So, you know what? Now, keep in mind, for those of you haters, I'm reading these articles for the first time, so I didn't prepare, like, an announcer would prepare for the reading of the sports. We're doing Dodger baseball, like you have scripts ahead of time, or little scripts, and you do improvising. You're talking about the play-by-play. I'm just reading these for the first time. So if anyone has tried Windows or Steam OS for the Steam Deck, get back to me. I would think since Steam OS has the word Steam in it, might be better off. So is it made for Windows? Let's see if there was any real... if you want to install Windows, you can, and Valve offers a collection of drivers that you'll need for the essential stuff to work. Wi-Fi card reader over your fan. So ROG Ally is better for Windows because you could just kind of get Windows right away. So if a game that works fine on Steam OS runs poorly on Windows, you'll never see an improvement unless the developers release a patch to fix it. So that's a thing that's sorry. That's a problem. It's painfully slow. Okay, so you want to consider what you install. I got my micro SD cards. I may have to get a brand new one. Look, they put Super Mario Brothers on there. And that's it. One scenario in which I put up with Windows. Game Pass. Okay. PC Game Pass. The only way I can enjoy Game Pass games on a handheld is by running them locally. I've got no interest in cloud streaming. So Xbox Cloud, it kind of makes that Xbox handheld they're coming out with pretty worthless, isn't it? But this is on the ROG Ally, I guess. If my deck were the only way to play video games, I'd probably go the dual boot route and put up with all the issues that initially turned me away in the first place. That was, I could play the bulk of the games I want on the Steam OS while enjoying PC Game Pass and an odd multiplayer title on Windows. The Steam Deck is a fantastic handheld gaming machine paired with an equally fantastic operating system. SteamOS is custom tailored for the Steam Deck, and the two make for a perfect combo with a plethora of downsides. While I can put up with these, the superior handheld... Okay, so while I can put up with these with my ROG Ally, they turn out to be a deal breaker on my Steam Deck because SteamOS is, without question, the superior handheld gaming PC platform of the two. Okay. So I would rather stick with the Steam Deck for this shit because you don't need the Windows. I mean, get Windows somewhere else. Now, there was an article that I can't find right now. Let me see if I can find it. Now, I have been seeing, I said this before about this dual screen upgrade. Essentially, this is from PC Guide. It turns your Steam Deck, ROG Ally, or Legion Go into a big Nintendo DS. Now, I have talked about the ultimate Nintendo gaming console being a combination of the Wii U and the Steam Deck, right, with more power, more horsepower, the Steam Deck and the Nintendo Switch. That would be the ultimate Nintendo system. And here I'm not sure exactly who did it, but there were concepts for the Nintendo Switch too. That was not made by Nintendo, but they used like a red background, the exact Nintendo red color background to make it look like a Nintendo Direct. I think one is coming soon. I'm not sure what Nintendo Direct is, and I did not want that. I did not want that. Thank you. I don't like advertisements in my goddamn face. Thank you. So we have this dual screen. Now, the biggest use that one could think of is like if you're playing emulated games, or like if you're doing an art studio, right? You're doing an art studio, you have a drawing pad. So you need one screen for the art and another screen to be like the drawing pad. Or if you're typing up a paper, you need a virtual keyboard. Now, within the Steam Deck is a small keyboard, but you can see very little here, right? So you have just that much. You have a dual screen, you can see your report, and you can see a keyboard. Playing emulated games, you may need just a keyboard. So PC Guide is reader support. Okay. If you've ever wished your gaming handheld device had a second screen like the Nintendo DS, there's now a way to make it happen. A user on ROG Ally Reddit community reached out. Okay. So they shared their journey of turning their ROG Ally into a Nintendo DS. So this is more of an ROG Ally, but it could be done for Steam Deck. If you don't have a 3D printer or engineering skills but still want something similar, you'll be pleased to know that DNA Mobile Gaming is selling a similar dual screen add-on called the DNA Duo. There are multiple versions up now for Steam Deck, ROG Ally. Okay, so let's take a look at these. Let's see if I can find it. These are terabytes, Samsung. Okay. Subject to, okay, so let us look for, we're not going to look for these two. Okay, so this is the dual screen. So it boasts, we'll look at this at the end. 7-inch OLED touchscreen that connects to your handheld using a magnetic clamshell hinge. Magnetic, that magic word to break your games. Giving it, just like the Nintendo Switch 2 with those magnetic Joy-Cons. Nintendo DS-like touch. The screen is 1920 by 1080 and has a brightness of 800 nits. Nits? What's nits? Making it great for well-lit environments. On top of that, the refresh rate ranges from 60 Hz to 120 Hz, ensuring the visuals are smooth. Connected is also pretty easy. It can be a USB-C cable. In the package, you'll get the 7-inch display, an adapter, and a 20-centimeter USB-C lighting cable. But what would I use it for? That's the thing. Adding a second screen to your Steam Deck, ROG Ally, or Legion Go can improve your gaming experience in many ways. For gamers who love multitasking, the DNA Duo allows you to run Discord, YouTube, or a game guide on one screen and playing on the other. that is like, And as demonstrated in the photo above, it provides excellent performance for DS and 3DS emulation. People would love that. So the one for the ROG Ally costs $229, while the add-on for the Steam Deck costs $264. Fuck. $229, bringing all versions. That's gonna be for my birthday someday, right? Or I could probably get a discounted price. So let's take a look at the Steam Deck. We're only gonna look at the Steam Deck. Let's take a look at that. Oh my God. How about this one here? DNA Duo. How about that? $229 sale. Our super sale. We'll beat anybody's advertised prices, or your DNA Duo is free. All right. So, yeah, it looks interesting enough. I think it's fine. I definitely would get this if it can really do something. I was just plugging in my. I'll show you right now. This device. Now, this is the CirclePad Pro XL that requires a AAA battery. A lot of people didn't like this. I would say that for the 3DS, could only be used for the old 3DS. As the new 3DS XL or new 3DS small mode has a little nub, which I don't like that nub. Okay, that little nub is kind of problematic because it's like it's rubber, right? And it just kind of breaks off a little bit, and then you'd have to use your stylus to kind of, you get that stylus and you just jam it in there and try to move the second CirclePad. Whereas if you use the CirclePad Pro, you have better control. And I'm going to play Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate tonight and see. And I haven't played that game in a few years. So that's it for the news. More to come. See if this one is right for you.